Welcome to episode 3 of Ask the Raw Squad, where you ask questions and we give you diverse but probably still terrible advice. Let's introduce ourselves. Very first, Lindsay.
Hi.
Next, Amelia.
Wow.
And finally, Brittany. So we're going to answer some of your questions. If you send in a question and it still hasn't been answered, please don't worry. We've got lots of them, so your question will probably be answered. Unless it's too weird, in which case we're like, okay.
We can answer those ones, but lie about them. I really need to tell the truth about them.
Which movie completely scarred you as a child and why?
The Gremlins. I was terrified of them. I think I watched it way too young, and I don't know why they scared me so bad. I think it was because in the movie they were just hidden in all sorts of places. So I used to be scared that they were going to be in the shower mostly and just like everywhere.
Amelia and I obviously watched Jurassic Park too young. I don't even think it was too young. I think we were just very vulnerable children.
Park came out in like 1993, and Lindsay and I went to the movie theater to see it, and I threw up. It was terrifying, and in 1993, you were very small.
But I think we saw it when we were like 6.
We were at Lynn Townsend's.
Yes, we were at Lynn Townsend. We all remember the great trauma of peeking through and seeing a man being eaten off a toilet, which is why Amelia and I were also most scared of dinosaurs in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Question, Brittany, what traumatized you?
I'm going to say any number of things, but probably what most traumatized me was my friendship with Megan and Cheryl Penny. But we used to watch scary movies all the time, and we watched like Children of the Corn, and we would watch The Leprechaun, and I was such a chicken shit, and they were both so brave and could watch any of that stuff, and it wouldn't even bother them. But one night I spent the night at Megan's. She had like this cool above her mom's work spot where we used to like watch scary stuff and sleep out there in like a barn sort of thing. We watched Are You Afraid of the Dark? And even now as an adult, that creaky swing still scares the crap out of me.
I'm terrible at scary movies, and I would say one of the most fun things that Lindsay and I devised when we lived together was watching scary movies like the whole month of October, but having them be either children's scary movies, Goosebumps, scary movies from the 50s, like, and whatever you can do to make it not spooky, this is what we would do, and we'd be like, ooh, spooky.
Alfred Hitchcock was like an easy one because it's so dated that it's spooky, but it's not that spooky.
For me, definitely Jurassic Park also. I remember arguing with our Aunt Donna that dinosaurs were real and could come back to life because I saw it. She would be like, there's no reason for you to be afraid of dinosaurs. I had dinosaur nightmares. Like Heather and I both had dinosaur nightmares for years.
Yeah.
And truly believed that they were like a real threat to us in rural Prince Edward Island. I think what's really funny is how many movies didn't traumatize us as children, because I remember watching Pulp Fiction as a child. Priscilla in the Desert. Those movies that didn't traumatize us for some reason.
I was going to say Amy McKee and I, for a couple of years, used to just get together to watch the Halloween Town movies, like on Disney.
Okay, it's not related to movies, but in the grand scheme of Heather and Amelia being scared of things that were or weren't real, I had to tell them that I made up vampire bats, that they didn't exist, because I told them about them, and Mom was angry because you guys were so traumatized. I'd done like a school project on it, and I had to be like, nope, sorry guys, I made that up so that you guys would sleep at night.
Lindsay, do you remember finding a National Enquirer that said aliens were real and showing it to us, and then having to explain to us that they really, really weren't real? Yeah, Mom was like, you cannot show them these things. They do not sleep.
That was at Frankie's. Like, when we would go to Frankie's to get our candy and stuff, like those were the magazines that were out front. Like, I remember I would be approximately the same age as JonBenet Ramsey, and I remember seeing her face every time I would go to get candy somewhere in the mall, any of the little shops, she was always on the cover of everything. And it was like sick and twisted murder mystery.
I also remember seeing news about like a girl who was 12 like dying in real life, and Dad being like, that was fake news, that wasn't real, that didn't really happen, because Amelia and I were distraught. We're like, people can die? And he's like, nope, they can't, no one dies, don't worry, kids. Yeah.
Lightning doesn't happen in PEI.
That was
in Nova Scotia.
That was not Dad though. That was Kaylee Rose's father who said that, and Dad who told us that it was true and lightning could strike in Prince Edward Island. Chris Wakaluk said that lightning did not strike Prince Edward Island. How many squares of toilet paper is the appropriate amount?
3.
I think 3.
I go around my hands. So I have to think like if I start here, it goes whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah.
Also, like here we have bum guns. I won't use a public bum gun. I don't trust anybody that they don't touch their butthole with it. But at home, I do use the bum gun because it is so much cleaner, like Western.
Brittany, you have to tell people what a bum gun is because you sound like a lunatic to anyone who doesn't live in Southeast Asia.
Well, who would like to come on
No one.
but it's like this.
Yeah.
You don't want to use that kind of pressure though. Like you'd like to keep your hole.
I think we should just have Turkish toilets and that we should have bum guns. I think that's truly the smarter way, and that we've all been duped in the Western world.
Turkish toilets are better.
They're better for you.
Our decision is 0 pieces of toilet paper, use a bum gun, find one however you can.
You can also use a squatty potty so that you can get your legs up properly and you stop ruining your colon.
So next question, if you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you had done?
Drugs?
I would say got into an altercation on the sidewalk because someone was breathing too close to me, and I was like, it's not okay.
Now, I think, Heather, you would be arrested for being gay in public.
Oh.
2K. Boom.
Telling some guy to go fuck himself while they're like, oh, you guys look great while you're running. Want to run with us sometime?
Absolutely. Yes. Lindsay, I assume that you are going to jail because you've been gradually murdering people with no one knowing, and hiding their bodies somewhere mysteriously on your property over several properties. Amelia?
She's obviously using the bodies for her plants.
Yes.
Like grinding them up into fertilizer. Look at how many plants she has.
I do agree that if I ever got caught murdering people, it would be a long spree that went unnoticed for a long time.
Yeah.
Because I can give a really good soccer mom vibe, and I just seem like I'm up to nothing all the time.
What is Brittany going to jail for?
Punching someone in the face that irritated her.
I think it's like a single incident kind of thing, not premeditated at all. It's like a spur of the moment. Someone really pissed her off and she just decked them too hard and they're dead.
I would say Amelia was like, if Amelia went to jail, it would be because she like chained herself to something for a cause. Like it would be more like, yeah, whatever, we're here, we're queer. You can't tell us if we can have a beer or not, blah, blah, blah.
And then follow-up question on that. If you were in prison and you were allowed to take one item with you, what would it be?
A good pillow.
Oh, good idea.
Ginger, because then no one will come near me.
Oh, Ginger.
I can really go ham. I'm just going to take a laptop. Fuck it.
What if they take your charger?
Yeah, I thought about that. That's why I didn't say cell phone at first. I was like, a laptop is a little bit more versatile.
I think I would take salt. Because what if the food's really bad and they decide that you're in jail and you don't deserve salt? And then I could make it all better.
Take something more exciting than salt. I mean, take chicken seasoning or like literally anything more than salt.
I was wondering why Amelia was taking her dog, because prison food is supposed to be really horrible. So if you saw a big slice of that walking in, you might be tempted to have a little BBQ.
Johnny has no skin on her bones. She's a very thin dog. I wouldn't be tempted at all.
That's true. Yeah. Ginger is not very tasty looking.
It might be a pretty good broth.
True. Yeah. Could be a good ginger broth. Boom. Ooh, ginger would be good. I don't know. Spices? Is that wrong?
Garlic salt.
Garlic salt. Amelia?
Gotcha.
No, I hate sriracha. Garlic salt it is. Ew. How do you like sriracha?
I love sriracha.
How did we come from the same egg? This is a betrayal.
Like sriracha honey. Yum. But sriracha?
What is the best way to stop yourself from drunk or sober texting someone who has proven themselves to be destructive, but is just so hot and good at ...
Surely delete their contact from everything. Like actually delete their number. Don't low-key have a screenshot somewhere. Don't have one of your friends who has it that's going to give it to you if you really ask. And if you have them on Facebook, I guess just block them on Facebook and delete the conversation. I've had people that I've renamed. Don't call them. Don't do it.
I would say have a conversation with your lizard brain about what your lizard brain wants, and then have a conversation with yourself about what you really want, because the reason you're not deleting them is because you secretly want the option to call them. In the long run, you don't actually want it.
I'm the hot person in this scenario, so I don't have to tell you. Keep my number. Like someday things might go horribly wrong for me and I might bite, but for now it's a no. But in 5 years' time, who knows where things are going to be with Tony? Kidding. Lose my fucking number.
See, if I'm drunk, I'm going to straight up give my phone to someone else. Like, I will hopefully already have deleted everything. But if I remembered their number, my phone's going in someone else's pocket. Here is the responsibility. I've done all I can. Take this from me until I'm sober again.
If you're the person doing the texting and people are replying like, haha, thanks. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sure I'm still not interested. Like, take the hint. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, if people don't respond to a majority of your messages and only respond to the ones that you really actually have to respond to, take the hint that they do not want to talk to you. They do not want to answer. That haha thanks is like, if it's only coming back to every third message, that's why.
Haha, thanks is I wish you were dead.
I have an account for my small business, and the people that will message me on that, and then it leaves it unread, it looks bad for me as a business if I'm not responding. It affects my response time. If you are complimenting me or saying something weird and I'm not really responding unless I really have to, I'm to the point where I'm damaging my own response time on my business account because that's how badly I don't want to respond to you. Take that hint, please, anytime.
Do it for you and do it for them.
Do us all solid.
You can keep telling us we're good looking though, not that often, and don't expect a reply.
Put it in the comments on Instagram. If you can put it publicly in the comments, you're fine. And if you can't, what are you doing? What do you think people will be nostalgic for in 50 years' time? Human contact.
I constantly think about how the current will be looked at from the future. Like, that's something I really enjoy doing, is thinking about looking back. Like, you'll watch a 90s comedy special and they're like, oh, technology's ruining everything. And it's like, you had no idea. Well, just be nostalgic for still really seeing each other in person, maybe making sure that we see each other in person. But I also feel like post-corona people are going to do that, right? I don't know, people might be nostalgic for corona times, you know, that time that everyone was locked in and had to hang out with their families. Some people are probably really enjoying this. Like, some people are getting to hang out with their kids for the first time in a long time. Some people are getting to spend time with their partner. Some people are divorcing their partners.
Yes.
Some people are coming out of the pods engaged.
Yes, some people are coming out of the pods engaged. I would say, yeah, I made a lot of hummus, and I'll make more hummus, and I'll think back and be like, damn, woman made a lot of hummus.
Right now, I think that we have like one of these rare times where people are staying inside. People aren't driving places. People can't do all of that regular crap. Like, our environment's better than it's been in such a long time. Like, we have cleaner air than we've had in decades. And I think it's going to go back to the rat race a bit after this. And people will be like, oh yeah, remember that 2 weeks that we had where like our air quality was good in Hong Kong and it was good in Saigon? And like I think people will think back to that and be like, oh yeah, we could have changed things then, but we didn't, because we never do.
But in general, like, people looking back in 50 years at this time, I'm guessing it's going to be stuff like being able to swim in the ocean. Right? But like, in 50 years, do I think it's likely that people will still be able to swim in the ocean? Probably not. And then the other thing is, like, there's probably technology that we can't even fathom that we're wondering that we'll wish never happened and we'll remember before it happened. Like, your average person probably didn't predict like handheld devices like cell phones being as smart as they are and how we're so on them. So just whatever that next thing is, we'll definitely remember a time in our life and being in our 20s and 30s without that item, and our childhoods without that item.
Can I just say one thing I'm looking forward to is the invention of something that doesn't have us doing this. Like, yeah. I think we're going to look back and think, God, it's so stupid that we all had our necks craned like that. Because then we came up with a thing that we just looked at and it says there, and now our heads don't hurt and it's fine. Nostalgia, I think travel, you know, I think this is going to take a big womp to travel. I think especially in Europe, people travel really, really easily. And for like 50 pounds, I don't know if that's going to last. You know, we're an international family. And the idea that, you know, I've always had enough in my bank account that I could fly to either the island or to Vietnam. If something goes wrong, I just would boom, go. And I've had that privilege. And now I could not go to either place if I wanted to. That's hard to know. And I think our international lives may not be international forever, or at least not as easily, because that is something that just got better and better and better. And I don't think anybody realized it could ever get worse.
Yeah, I do have one thing I want to say. With what just happened in Nova Scotia last week, there is a Nova Scotia kitchen party that I've been on for a couple of weeks now, and it's people post their videos of them singing at home and all that sort of stuff. Some of the people that passed away posted really beautiful videos in there, and like you could tell that they really lived life to the fullest. And right now there are a ton of memorials on there, and they're really beautiful. So if you have the time, check it out, send your best wishes, and reach out to the people that you know are affected and who might need to hear something positive.
Final silly question. Lumps or no lumps in your mashed potatoes?
Oh,
No lumps. No lumps.
No lumps. Who wants lumps?
I don't care. It's all potatoes.
I don't care, it's all potatoes, and I keep the skins on, and I don't care if it's clumpy.
It just needs salted butter.
You
That's it.
just need salted butter. I think, yeah, as long as it's creamy, I don't care if there's lumps or not.
I bought unsalted butter for a recipe that called for unsalted butter this week, and I hate myself for it because I would have rathered my cookies taste like salt. Don't ever use unsalted butter, you fucking heathens.
I'm using margarine, which I know is a crime in the Ross clan, but that's what you're doing.
Leaving because you're not my sister anymore.
But know that the margarine is named Flora, so I have fond memories every time that I use it.
I ordered butter through grocery delivery, and instead they gave us Lactantia spread. Not margarine, not even margarine, guys. Lactantia spread. When we already bought margarine. So we have 2 tubs of margarine now.
50-50 spread is okay.
Like oil and spread?
Oh,
Lindsay left because
You're all dead to me.
You're the one that got the 50-50 one time, and that's the time I had it, which is why I can say it's not horrible.
So that is episode 3 of Ask the Ross Squad. Please give us more questions. You can either use the Google form, you can comment on this. If you enjoyed it, please like it and share it. We're just doing this for fun, but we really appreciate you guys watching and listening, and it's really fun for us to do too. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.